Am I the asshole? For refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he excluded my wife? So here's the deal. My brother is getting married, and he's been planning this extravagant wedding that's way beyond his pay grade. He asked me to help out financially, and because we're family, I agreed. I'm not exactly rolling in dough, but I've done okay for myself, and I wanted to support him. Fast forward to last week, he drops the bomb that my wife isn't invited. His reason? His fiancée and my wife had a falling out years ago over some petty nonsense, and they haven't really talked since. I told him that's ridiculous, it's water under the bridge, and they're both adults who can handle being at the same event. He wouldn't budge. Said it was his fiancée's day, and she didn't want any negative energy. I argued that it's also his day, and as his brother, I should be there with my wife. It got heated, and I ended up telling him if my wife isn't welcome, then he can forget about my financial help. Now, the whole family is blowing up my phone, saying I'm being unreasonable and that I'm ruining what should be the happiest day of his life. They're all on his side, saying it's just one day and my wife can suck it up and stay home. But I don't see why she should be punished for something so trivial that happened ages ago. So, am I the asshole? For standing by my wife and pulling my financial support for a wedding we're being partially excluded from? Not the asshole. They're all on his side, saying it's just one day and my wife can suck it up and stay home. It's just one day, you can stay at home and they can suck it up. They can also pay to fund your brother's vanity project if it means so much to them. Not the asshole. It's ridiculous to ask for your money but refuse to invite your wife. If they don't want to invite your wife, it's their right. But no one can really expect you to pay for the wedding then. Tell the family who's blowing up on you that they can take your spot as generous sponsor. Not the asshole. The money belongs to your wife as well. If they don't want her black hole sun vibes ruining their juju, then they especially don't want to take bad juju money. Hypocrites. Not the asshole. They're entitled to exclude who they want. You don't have to pay towards it. Avoid the wedding. Save the money. Take your wife on a nice holiday with it. Not the asshole. He can have the happiest day of his life on a shoestring budget and without you. He's about to swear for richer or poorer. It will be poorer. After all, you've already sworn what's mine is yours to your wife. She shouldn't have to contribute to an event she's being left out of. I'm not saying it's true, more as a thought project. But even if your wife was objectively the bad guy and they were excluding her for a legitimate grievance, you still don't have to support them. FFS. I am so sick of people thinking they're entitled to do say what they want and think there are no repercussions. Hey sibling, can I have thousands of dollars for my wedding, but your wife can't come? Then, shocked Pikachu face when it's denied. In what universe would you want to give away your hard-earned money when your SO is not invited? As I am getting older, the entitlement of people just piss me off. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's your wife's money too. Your brother doesn't understand how marriage works. Also, if the family are so sure he should have the big day he can't afford, why don't they dig into their wallets? Use the money to go on a splurge weekend with your wife. Not the asshole. He can do whatever he wants with his day, and you can do whatever you want with your money. Furthermore, paying for his wedding when your wife is not invited, thus enabling him on this stuff, may seriously jeopardize your wedding. Not the asshole. You and your wife are a package deal, as are your finances. If she's not welcome at the wedding, neither is your money. Simple. Not the asshole. If they want an extravagant wedding and can't afford it, they need to get in check. It's your money, do what you want. It's also your wife's money. He'll deal and he's definitely in the wrong. Not the asshole. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. You and your wife are a package deal. So is that money. If she's not allowed to come, then they don't need that money. I don't get it. Asking his brother for the wedding but excluding his wife? Something tells me that your brother and his fiancée are more than dumb. Absolutely not the asshole. You are a package deal, and if he chooses to uninvite your wife, then it's your choice not to pay. Tell him that's your wife's money too, and because his fiancée don't want to have negative energy, you can't give him the negative energy money to his wedding. Ha ha. Go on a nice trip with your wife on their wedding day. I promise it will be awesome. Wishing you all the best. Cheers. Not the asshole. Stick to your guns. TBH, tell him if your wife is not invited, then you won't be coming either and won't be helping with money. If I was in your shoes, this is what I would do. Not the asshole. I don't understand why they don't think you should have your wife's back on this. Not the asshole. You brother could learn a lesson in accepting help gracefully. It all sounds mean-spirited, to be honest, and probably a good indication of how they intend to carry on after being married. Take the money you would have given your brother and go on a trip with your wife instead. Much more satisfying. Not the asshole. Standing by your wife is the right thing to do. Did they really think you'd be okay with excluding her? Brother and GF both sound too immature to get married. Tell all those people who don't think you shouldn't pull funding that you see no reason to pay for a celebration where your family isn't welcome. Since they are all going, they can pitch in and pay for it because you no longer support this marriage financially or otherwise. Not the asshole, and you should tell them the saying about biting the feeding hand. Not the asshole. Are you kidding me? You're expected to fund a wedding your wife isn't welcome to attend? Hell no. Not the asshole. The cheek of his fiancée is mind-blowing. At this point, there is so much bad blood out there, I really think the only sensible thing to do is withdraw your financial support and take your wife on a second honeymoon elsewhere on the day of the wedding. It's their wedding, but it's your money. They can invite whoever they want, but their positive vibes can be funded by the rest of your family. I think they're forgetting that since you're married, half of your money is your wife's. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He's not entitled to your and your wife's money. It's incredibly rude to not invite her but want your money. Take your money off her back, block the family who only care about their golden boy apparently, and take your wife out somewhere nice. Not the asshole. They can't seriously expect you to pay and not invite your wife. Tell everyone blowing up your phone to put their money where their mouth is and cough up the money themselves. Or tell your brother to have a wedding he can afford. If it's no big deal, then your relatives can all help him out. He pulled stunt this at the last moment because he knew you'd feel pressure to keep finding him because it was so late in the process. If he had told you this up front, then he knows you would never have agreed to fund his wedding. I really think that after this outrageous behavior, you shouldn't give him any money. Info needed. What is the petty nonsense that they had a falling out over? It really depends on what happened to say if the fiancé is right to not want to include your wife. Accepting money from you and not inviting your wife is questionable. But it still depends on what happened. Not the asshole. What is he thinking? She's your wife. How dare he ask that? Take your wife somewhere nice. Not the asshole. You never should have agreed to help pay for the wedding in the first place. If he can't pay, then he shouldn't get married or have a courthouse affair. Not the asshole. Your wife is your life partner and it's her income as well. If she can't come, there's no need to support and they can live within their means, financially and relationally. Not the asshole if he doesn't respect your marriage. Why should you fund his? Not the asshole. Normally, I'd say that the people getting married have the final say, but honestly, refusing to invite one of the people who are bankrolling this, even if it's your money, your wife is going to be affected, seems beyond the pale now. The whole family is blowing up my phone, saying I'm being unreasonable and that I'm ruining what should be the happiest day of his life. They can pay for the wedding if they want. I mean seriously, if it's split several ways, they should be able to do so without breaking the bank.